Good morning. It's 11 o'clock on Sunday in Singapore, and here I am. Look forward to sharing with you today. I'm just going to talk a little bit first to give some people a chance to get on. I feel really silly just sitting here looking at the camera. So talking makes it easier for me. If you have gathered some oils together today to go along with us, I will be using the four blends that Gary Young gave in his protocol for the Great Day over 20 years ago. And his protocol begins with Valor, and then Harmony, Joy, and ends with White Angelica. Now, just so you know, these are the four blends that Gary used in his Great Day protocol. And we'll go over that and all do it together. But one of the things that Gary always told us was, if you don't have what I suggest, then use what you have. The oils don't work unless you use them. So whatever you have gathered together today, please plan to use them along with us, okay? So the first thing that I want to talk about is just basically, different applications. We hear a lot about people making blends, and I talk all the time about layering. Anyone who has ever been to one of my classes knows that I talk a lot about layering oils, and this is why. How many of you like to do things fast? Raise your hand. How many of you like for things to be simple? And how many of you like for things that you do to be effective? Now, blending essential oils requires some knowledge. It truly does require knowledge. It's not about just mixing things together and getting something that smells good that you like. Because when we mix oils together, they are volatile substances and they chemically interact with each other. And even not only the oils that we choose, but the order in which we combine them and the ratio. It's like creating a recipe when you're in the kitchen cooking. It really makes a difference how you combine them. Now, that does take knowledge. Gary Young made some of the most incredible blends, and he had the benefit not only of creating them, but of having them tested in his laboratory to see exactly what molecules were present in that final combination, that final blend. Now, I don't have that ability at my house to check and see, so I prefer to keep it simple and do what Gary did in the raindrop technique. Who remembers what we do in the raindrop technique? We drip oils one by one right in the same place over the spine, and then we feather them or do whatever technique. However, it is a matter of applying one oil at a time and allowing each one of those oils to interact with your body, to do what it can do to balance, and then apply the next one. Now, how long do we have to wait when we are applying oils? Usually an essential oil will absorb and begin working in your body within 20 or 30 seconds. So by the time you've unscrewed the cap, applied it, and breathed it in 6 or 8 times, you're ready for the next oil. So one of the wonderful things about layering the oils is that it doesn't matter how much of one you get, and it doesn't matter which order you put them on in, because each one has its opportunity to do work within your body all by itself. Isn't that great? So simple, simple, effective, effective, and fast. Okay? So that's why I prefer layering. So now we're going to go. And I also, as I said, I like fast. So I have recently become in love with the roller balls because it's so easy and fast to apply them. You don't have to. I never did until recently. How many of you remember the early roller balls that would occasionally fall out, allowing you to have a real shower of the essential oil? Well, these work great. So we're going to start, and the Great Day Protocol is all about balancing, bringing everything to harmony and balance, and creating that special place for you, that which I call that sacred space. So the first blend is Valor. And Gary suggests that we apply this on the wrists. In fact, he says on one wrist and then the other. Well, Francis likes to be, sure, so I apply it on both. And as long as I'm at it, I'm going to put some in my wrist, in my hands. And I'm going to just rub the wrists together and hold them together so that it balances both sides of the body. And because I put them in my hands, or if you dropped your oil in your hand, you have it in your palms. And as you hold your wrists up here, you can cup your hands over your nose. And just breathe in deeply 6 or 8 times, or more if you choose. While I'm breathing in this wonderful aroma, I choose to visualize, because I am a visual person, these little molecules going wherever they need to go to bring about that perfect balance throughout my body, to help me ground. Grounding to me is all about connection above with the source, the creator, and connection below through the bottoms of the feet and the base of the spine with the center of the earth, the very core of earth, to ground us to the planet and to the source below. So we're connected above and below. And we're building this little area, this little cylinder of perfect harmony, the space where we can move forward balanced. So after applying the Valor, we then will apply harmony. Harmony is a beautiful blend that actually it creates positive feelings on all levels. So Gary suggests that we apply this over the solar plexus. Now, the solar plexus may be difficult for you to reach because it's between the belly button and the heart. And if you're dressed or out, it's more difficult to reach that. So wherever you apply the oil, it's going to absorb into the blood, and the blood goes throughout the body. So I personally love to apply oils near my heart. It always makes me feel good. I also love applying them over my throat and also over my third eye. But wherever you choose, I'm going to put it on my palms and my wrists, but I'm going to put it over my throat because I would like to have positive feelings for everything that I'm communicating, and positive feelings for what I'm seeing over my third eye. So I'm going to apply my little roller ball, or drip the oils in and apply them with your fingertips, whatever you have handy, and breathe it in. Just intending that as I breathe it in, these frequencies of harmony and positive feelings will move wherever they need to move throughout my entire physical form and energy being. And by the way, when we apply the oils on our hands, we're getting all of the reflex points anyway. So that's a great place to apply them. And when we breathe them in, where do they go? They go directly up to our brain, affecting our emotional center. Would you like for your emotional center to have an extra boost of positive feelings right now? And now the third blend that Gary suggested that we use is joy. Joy promotes that feeling of happiness. Who would not love to have yourself and everyone around you feeling happiness, joy at all times? So, where would be a wonderful place? Well, Gary suggested the heart, which I certainly love, so I'm going to put some over the heart. Now, if you're dropping the blend in your hand, you may want to use the fingers of your other hand and circle it 3 times. It's been told many times, and then just apply it wherever you choose to do it. Don't forget to breathe it in. Oh, this is so good. And many of you may have remembered Gary saying that he would love to just spray the world with joy. Get a crop duster and fly over the entire planet, spraying joy throughout. And I always feel that as we are applying all of these oils on us, we are actually becoming human diffusers. Not only are they affecting us, but they radiate out through our body. Our body temperature allows them to, our heat, to expand outward, affecting everyone around us. So as we share with others throughout the planet, we are actually spreading whatever oils we are using. And in this case, we're spraying the planet literally with joy. So as you breathe them in, just to visualize or intend, my favorite word, one of my favorite words. I have my standbys. Just intend that they go wherever they need to go to bring about that joy. Joy in everything you say and do. Joy in what you see. I'm going to put a little extra joy over my third eye. Excuse me. I dropped my last blend that I'm going to mention. So, and now Gary suggested that we end with kind of a shield of white Angelica to make sure that any negativity within us, or that it may be the chaos in that outer world, that it just separate us off just a little bit. And this is the white Angelica. And the way that he suggested is to put some in your palm, rub your palms together, and just brush them over your entire physical form, over your energy being. Right over your clothing is just fine. Or if you happen to have bare skin, of course it will absorb more rapidly. And just breathe it in, just feeling that comfort, that balance, that special sacred space that you have created for yourself. Now, we don't have to do this just in the morning. We can do this whenever we choose and as often as we choose. Isn't that great? I love to carry, as I said, these roller balls because I found that I can just quickly, without anybody really noticing, I can just apply whichever ones I choose very rapidly, all by myself. So, how's everybody feeling? Are you feeling more grounded and balanced than you did before? Now, last week, Young Living Singapore was so wonderful, had a beautiful memorial service for Gary, and at the end, they chose to create a blend and gift everyone present with this blend, Gary's Great Day Blend. And guess what? It has a little rollerball on it. So the aroma, it is so balanced, as each of the blends in this protocol is very, very balanced. As they created this blend, and it may have been given many times, I'm not sure. I had never heard the blend, so I asked, how did you blend it? So for those of you who prefer to have your own blend, they actually used each of the blends in the order that Gary gave them, and used 5 drops for this little rollerball glass container. They used 5 drops of the Valor and rolled it around in the wrist, in between the palms. Then 5 drops of Harmony, allowing those 2 oils to work together. 5 drops of Joy, and 5 drops of White Angelica. And then they filled the little bottle with the V6. It had created a beautifully balanced blend. So I'm going to finish up by using their blend. And I'm going to use it on my wrists. So if you're into making your own blends, this was quite beautiful. So it's all up to us how we use the oils, and that's what's so beautiful about it, because we can do whatever we choose. So most of you know that I would never walk out of my house without first applying a little Believe too. So I'm going to end by giving myself a Believe shower. Is anyone surprised? So at any rate, I really appreciate your joining me today. And next week, I haven't decided on the topic, but I would love to answer some questions. So during the week, if you will send us some questions, we will attempt to touch on those questions rather than a regular presentation. The following Sunday, I will be on a plane. I will be arriving I will be at 11 o'clock Singapore. I will definitely be over the ocean on my way to convention. So it will be very difficult to be able to do a Facebook Live. However, we'll let you know whether there will be an alternative time. So again, thank you very much for being here, and have a great day. Thank you.